Oh, okay. All right. So I had to set all this stuff up. So I just want to say hi to everybody, and let you know that I'm going to be starting a new podcast very soon. I know you probably have been seeing, maybe you haven't, some changes to my pages. I've been changing the names, stuff like that. Changing the banners and stuff because I'm ready to get it started very soon. So I hope to have the podcast up by the end of this month. I haven't set a date yet because I'm trying to just make sure I get everything done enough time. But as soon as I come up with a specific date, I will also add that to my platform so you know. But my new podcast is going to be called Real Talk about Life and Relationships. For those of you who know, I am a multi certified and master life and relationship coach. And I'm always like, I haven't been doing a podcast for a while. So the podcast that I had before was Outside the Box. And that podcast was aimed at helping people to see that God is bigger than the boxes that we usually put him in. And I really like doing that podcast. Like I did a lot of interviews, I met a lot of people and stuff like that. But I want to do something that's a little bit closer to my heart, which is life and relationships. Like this is something that I live out every day. This is something that comes to my mind every day. Like even on my social media pages, which I haven't been super active on for a while, I'm always posting questions about relationships and introspective things for people to think about themselves, because this is just how my brain works. This is how I think. This is what stands out to me in life. And I mean, for lack of a better word, I would say this is my gift because it just comes very natural to me. And so I want to start really sharing a lot of things with you guys that I'm not only learning from my own personal stuff, but stuff that I see in society, on social media, from my clients, all types of stuff, because I think this information is like really, really valuable. So the tagline for my podcast is like, let's heal for real, because you have a lot of broken people walking around that have a lot of issues, and then they wonder why their relationships are not working. Like, and it's like, it's obvious to me, but it's not obvious to the average person. And I just want to give people the tools to not only be better in themselves, but also come more, be more present in relationships, and actually have healthy relationships, growing relationships. Like nowadays, divorce rate is really, really high. And I'm going to share a little bit about my own divorce, that I just recently got divorced last year after 15 years of marriage. And so, a lot of relationships are falling apart. They're not lasting. Marriage is not lasting. And people that are in long-term relationships a lot of times are not happy because of these basic principles that people don't fully understand about how relationships works and what the point is of relationships, what the purpose of relationships are. And people just don't know these things. And so my clients and conversations with people and everything, like I said, this is something I'm doing every day. This is something I think about every day. These are conversations I have with people every day. And so I want to start putting more information out there to help people to really navigate not only their relationship with themselves, but when it comes to having relationships with other people. So I'm really, really excited about it. I have a lot of, passion for this. Again, it's going to be called Real Talk about Life and Relationships. And we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. So like, if you want a better relationship with yourself, and you want a better relationship with your partner, and you want a better relationship with your children, like our relationships, not just romantic relationships, but if you want better relationships with people, even with yourself, you're going to want to tune in to my podcast. Like it's going to be very, very valuable information that you would normally have to pay, like a counselor, a coach, or a psychologist or whatever, to get this type of insight and information. And I'm going to give you tools and tips and everything on how to work on yourself, how to work on your relationships. And I'm also going to try to have guests on from time to time so we can talk about that. So yeah, like I'm really excited about it, and I really want to, welcome you guys to my podcast that's coming out in a few weeks. And so if you have any questions or comments or topics or anything that you want to see on the show, please send them to me at my email address, which is unveilingthespirit@gmail.com. And also don't forget that I'm also again, life coach myself, and I do offer one free session for anybody who's interested in testing out my services. And I will admit that my services are not for everybody. They're really not, because I get to the meat of stuff. And if you're not ready to get to the meat of stuff, I'm not going to be a good fit for you. Like, I feel like I'm not going to, like, I'm wasting your money and I'm wasting my time. So I'm not a good fit for everybody. So that's why I offer the free session, so that you can see if I'm a good fit for you, if you're really ready to get to work and do some very hard digging to improve yourself. Like, it's difficult, and a lot of people don't do it. They don't, but it's worth it. Like, when you get to the other side of it and you see the person that you are, the more stable, happier, content person that you are, you will not look back and say, oh, I shouldn't have did all that work, because it wasn't worth it. It is always worth it. It's always worth it, but it is difficult. So anyway, please tune in to my podcast. It's coming out here soon. And that's about it. I've been MIA for a while now. I haven't done an episode of the Outside the Box podcast since like earlier this year, maybe even last year. I think it was last year. I've been busy with a lot of stuff, working. I have two businesses, which I've said before. And so, but now I'm ready to do something different. I'm ready to do something that's very close to my heart, and I hope it's helpful. So thanks for tuning in. I'll continue to give you updates until I'm ready to just completely launch the show. And I look forward, and I hope you guys tune in and ask me questions and engage and stuff like that. And I really hope some lives can be changed and transformed through my podcast. So thank you so much. I will see you soon, and you all be great and have a great day. All right. Bye-bye.